Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into artificial intelligence. I mean, it's everywhere, isn't it? No longer sci-fi, just, well, shaping our reality day by day and fast. So our mission for you today really is to unpack how this huge technological leap, it sort of challenges our basic ideas of what it means to be human and, what's education's role in helping us figure all this out. And for this deep dive, we're focusing on a really insightful piece. It's an article called AI Literacy and Education, and it's by Professor Park Hung-bin from Seoul National University of Education.
Right, and Professor Park makes a really crucial point. It's not just about AI as a new gadget or tool, especially generative AI, the kind that can mimic human language, emotions, even judgment to some
Yeah.
extent. That kind of AI, it sparks these really deep questions about our existence.
Deep questions, like what specifically?
We'll think about things like brain-computer interfaces, BCIs. These systems basically allow, well, direct communication pathways between our brains and computers. So when our thoughts and, digital networks can literally merge, it just forces you to confront these massive questions about identity, about consciousness itself.
Wow, okay. That's huge. So Professor Park is saying it goes way beyond just like learning to use AI, the technical skills. He talks about ontological sensibility and philosophical critique. Can you break those down a bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So he argues that real AI literacy, it isn't just knowing what AI can do. That's part of it, maybe. But the core is understanding how it changes us. So ontological sensibility, that's about being consciously aware of what it means to exist,
Yeah,
to be human. Yeah. Especially alongside AI that's becoming more and more human-like. It's asking, okay, who are we when machines can replicate our deepest abilities?
right. That makes sense. And the philosophical critique part.
Well, that's about stepping back and critically questioning AI's wider impact on society. Not just its function, but how it influences our ideas about, say, truth or freedom, or even genuine human connection, going way beyond just, how useful it is for a task.
Okay, so asking those tough ethical questions, understanding the deeper ripple effects on who we are, our freedom, our connections. But, a lot of AI education seems focused on, well, coding or maybe prompt engineering now, very practical stuff. Does Professor Park sort of address that gap? How does he think education needs to shift?
He does, yeah. He argues the main educational challenge isn't just training operators. It's about cultivating people who are reflective, people who can question AI, not just use it.
Yeah.
He really believes we need to foster an ethical autonomy that's grounded in human values, things like emotion, responsibility, our sense of identity, freedom, rather than just teaching what AI can technically achieve.
So the goal is more about helping us figure out how to remain human in all this, not just learning what AI can do.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. It's about navigating this new world while holding on to what makes us human.
It sounds like he's really pushing for a middle ground then. Like, don't just blindly accept everything AI throws at us, but also don't just reject it wholesale out of fear. How do we actually find that balance, though, in practice?
That's the core challenge, isn't it? He urges us to seek that balanced approach,
Yeah.
one that consistently puts human dignity and freedom first. Because the risk he warns about is letting AI's logic, which is often all about efficiency and calculation, letting that reduce humans to just, calculable objects, where algorithms predict and maybe even regulate our choices, our emotions, our behavior.
Avoiding that reductionist view.
Exactly. The goal is to engage with AI, use it, understand it, but without sort of surrendering our fundamental humanity in the process.
This whole conversation, really digging into Professor Park's ideas, it definitely shifts the focus. It's not just AI as a thing out there, a tool, but AI as something that reflects back on us, on our own humanity. So maybe the final thought for you listening is this. As AI keeps evolving, keeps pushing boundaries, how will you explore those deeper values, the ones beyond just efficiency and computation? And maybe more fundamentally, what does being human really mean to you now in this landscape that's changing so incredibly fast? Something to think about until our next deep dive.